Well, again, good evening, everybody. Good evening. A few numbers to start the conversation, to start this evening off with. 106 and a half, the number of classroom hours you all sat through. 3 weeks away from family and work responsibilities, countless hours of drafting and revising 5 key coalition products. More than 100 coalitions started this process with us this academic year, but 87 of you finished strong. Give yourselves a round of applause. Congratulations to the 2014 graduating class of the National Coalition Academy. Give yourselves a round of applause. This evening is about you. It's about acknowledging and honoring your efforts, your time, your work that you put in on behalf of making your communities a better place in and during these times when that is more meaningful than ever before. We are also here to say thank you for all that you've done and for the commitment that you've made to creating change on behalf of your communities. We are going to have this program, and it's actually a 2-part program. So there is a traditional ceremonial part of the program that we're going to begin with, sort of the graduation ceremony, but this seems bigger than just a graduation. This is about not only a graduation ceremony, but it's also a celebration. And so I've tried to coin a term that I think it's stuck a little bit. I refer to it as a gradubration. I'm still working on that. But it just simply means that this is bigger than merely a graduation ceremony. It's actually intended to celebrate you, celebrate your work, celebrate the efforts of your community. And we are very, very happy to be a part of that celebration. If I could take just a moment to thank all the members of the team that helped to make this possible. Thank you all for all the work that you put into this and into the Academy and making sure the Academy was possible all year long. There's a great team at CADCA that supports you all the way through this process, and we thank them for their time. I have one key task, and that is to help to get us started and then to get out of the way. And so that is what I'm going to do right now. I want to say thank you again for your work and for your efforts and for your team. You are going to have a wonderful set of speakers that will be coming to us today that General Dean will introduce to you in just a moment. I do want to set aside a moment to let you know how this evening is going to go. And so after we go through the ceremonial portion of the day, we will then break into our celebration portion of the day, which is when each and every one of you will be able to get the wonderful plaques and certificates that we have for you over here on my right, your left. You'll be able to identify the cohort that you are with and be able to get your graduation plaque. Once you have your graduation plaque, General Dean and our speakers have agreed to stay here and take a picture with those of you who would like to have a picture on stage to commemorate this day and this time. And so we thank them for agreeing to do that, right? For those of you, and while you're waiting, I see you've already begun to take part in it, but we also have a backdrop for you and a stage for you so that you might be able to take your personal pictures. While General Dean and our wonderful speakers are taking pictures with you here on stage, we are asking that it's not the time for the personal pictures. You can take the personal pictures over here to your right. But with all of that being said, we just want to go ahead and get started with this program. Are you excited about tonight? Are you excited, graduating class of 2014? Are you feeling that you're a part of the power of the movement? Well, then help me welcome to the stage the leader of that movement, my boss, the chairman and CEO of our organization, General Arthur T. Dean. Thank you very
Good evening again. It's great to be with you and to celebrate with you and to just feel good about what we've been able to accomplish as a group and as a team. You know, I'm not going to speak tonight, but I'm going to just make a couple comments before I make some introductions. And I want to recognize some very special people that have contributed to this night as well. But for those of you that might not know, the Academy experience that you just went through is a 10-year-old experience. It was started by Karima Abdullah and ably supported by Carlton and the rest of the team back at CADCA, going back to 2004. We had support and help from the National Guard, and we continue to receive that, and we thank them for their support and the use of their facilities, and et cetera, and et cetera. But we really wanted a vehicle, we call it the National Coalition Academy, that will allow us to train you in the skills necessary to build those effective drug-free community coalitions and equip you with the necessary products to be successful, but not to be successful in 2 or 3 years, but to be successful immediately. And what the evaluation research over the years have told us is that coalitions just like you, producing results, significant outcomes in as little as 6 months, and significant outcomes after 12 months. So we are excited to be involved in such a work. We thank all those of the past that have gone through and the hard work that they've done. We congratulate you as well and know that you're going to add another wonderful body of work and outcomes to this academy and keep it growing and respected for years to come. So we're excited about that. So 10 years of wonderful history. So to acknowledge a few people before we get started, I would be remiss if I didn't, and I'm going to introduce her later, but I want to thank the great state of New York and the Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services, OASIS, for the great work that they've done and contributed to this graduation tonight, and we thank them very much. And we want to thank their able partner who's been so significant and came out tonight in great numbers, the New York State National Guard Civil Ops Program, and Colonel Michael Natali, is that right? Is the Colonel here tonight? Oh. There he is. Thank you. We wouldn't be able to be successful without our partnership with our friends at SAMHSA, and particularly the Center for Substance Abuse Prevention and the DFC project officers. To all of our project officer friends over at CSAP and SAMHSA, we thank you for your hard work as well. Thank you. Another state that has contributed tonight, working with their partner at Wake Forest University, has been the great state of North Carolina. So to our friends from North Carolina and Wake Forest, we thank you for your support of this class as well. So thank you very much. I don't know if I missed anybody. If I did, I apologize. I'm sorry? Okay. I thought you had recognized them, but maybe not. But in any case, we as Carlton said earlier in his remarks, we have a very capable group of instructors that help us on a regular basis, and without them, this great work wouldn't take place. So to all of our wonderful instructors who provide such wonderful assistance and training, congratulations and thank you very much. So 10 years of training, 10 years of the National Coalition Academy. Now, a few years back, we started this wonderful ceremony to make it official and to recognize your hard work. We are just excited that this is happening. So what I want to do now, if I can, is to introduce a couple people to you that's going to give some very specific remarks and talk about your experience with you as well. And the first one I want to introduce is no stranger to you. It hails from the state of North Carolina, but she has recently moved to work in the Office of National Drug Control Policy, and that is Dr. Janice Petersen. She now is She now is the Prevention Branch Chief and Senior Policy Analyst in the Office of Demand Reduction at the White House Office on National Drug Control Policy. Before that, she served, as I said, as the Senior Prevention person in the great state of North Carolina. She served for many years on CADCA's Coalition Advisory Committee and has been a staunch supporter of the Academy for years and years. We thank Dr. Petersen for her hard work. We want to bring her up so she can give you some insights, since she had many academies while she was in the great state of North Carolina. She understands clearly the importance of the community coalition movement. She had a lofty goal in North Carolina to have at least one coalition in every county, and there's 100 counties in that state, and the state is almost there, all because of her vision and foresight. So please welcome to the stage Dr. Janice Petersen. Thank you. Make it Dr.
Great. Thank you. Before I put on my official hat, I think General Dean took away my thunder. I was going to recognize the great state of North Carolina. So the great state of North Carolina, welcome and thank you. As you said, I'm Janice Petersen. I'm with the Office of Demand Reduction over at the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy. And it's a pleasure to be here tonight to honor you for the work that you are doing in local communities. I have a couple of comments that I wanted to make, and we'll try to make this brief so we can go ahead with the program tonight. But of course, I'd like to thank General Dean for the opportunity to come and share this experience with you, as well as Carlton Hall and all of the wonderful staff, the Academy staff, that has been working so hard to make this night come to fruition. So congratulations to you, the Coalition Academy Class of 2014. We salute you and support your efforts. And we do want to hear that enthusiasm that we heard earlier today in terms of the power of the movement. So anytime you want to get up and say, yes, Jesus, or praise the Lord, go right ahead. This is what it's for. My friends from Tennessee says, yes, they're going to get it tonight, so that's great. So I wanted to recognize that last spring, the President released the 2013 National Drug Control Strategy, and hopefully every last one of you in the room is familiar with that. And that strategy was informed by you, by your input, your experience at the local level, and helped us to identify problems and craft solutions to local problems, solutions that you are very well aware of. We're all partners in pursuit of this common goal, a common goal to increase awareness of substance use disorders in your communities and to actually do something about it. Alcohol and drug use, particularly among young people, has far-reaching implications, and we know that achieving positive outcomes for America's youth requires the efforts of stakeholders like yourselves, representing a broad range of sectors. We must continue making the case that preventing substance use disorders is essential as we work to close the academic achievement gap. You heard from sessions today about academic impact and IQ deficits when you're talking about marijuana issues. We want to look at increasing school safety, enhancing positive school and community climates, decreasing risky behaviors, all those things that you are working your communities to address. And especially we want to make sure that we heed the Attorney General's call to address the school-to-prison pipeline. It is because of all these issues that we are gathered here tonight, and it's because of your efforts to address all of these problems through the Academy experience that you've graduated to the next level. Tonight is the time for you to celebrate what you have accomplished in your communities. And together with 86 coalitions, states, territories, and jurisdictions, just all looking great tonight, you're just an awesome sight for us, and I'm sure the experience is overwhelming. You should be proud of yourself, and we are proud of the job well done. We want you to continue to celebrate and interact with your colleagues and peers during the rest of the CADCA Forum this week, the next couple of days. You'll hear more about the power of the movement. I kind of went back to my room after today's session going like, yeah, the power of the movement. I'm CADCA, and you get a card, and you get a card, and you get a card. So see us later for those cards. And you will hear about the power as you try to make a difference in your local communities. I encourage you to continue learning about what works and to offer your time and energy to find solutions to the challenges confronting your communities. Your graduation tonight is only the beginning of your journey to bring awareness to this issue. We're so grateful that all of you have done what all of you have done, and we support you, the National Coalition Academy graduates of 2014, as you continue to carry the message forward. And the thing that I usually say to my coalitions in North Carolina is that inspiration does not favor those who sit still. Instead, it dances with the daring, and you are daring. We want you to go forth and be more daring. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Petersen. Your example is one worthy of emulation, and we appreciate you so very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor now for me to introduce a great friend from the great state of New York. And we are indeed fortunate to have this evening with us the Commissioner Arlene González-Sánchez, who serves as the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Alcoholism and Substance Abuse Services, OASIS. Obviously, New York is one of our largest states and brings a great deal of challenges. And the Commissioner serves and is one of the few in the country where she serves as a member of the Governor's Cabinet. So she's a cabinet officer in the great state of New York. She oversees one of the nation's premier addiction services systems with more than 1,600 programs that serves over 100,000 New Yorkers daily. Under her executive leadership, OASIS is committed to providing quality care for the estimated 2.5 million New Yorkers who struggle with an addiction through a core system of prevention, treatment, and recovery services. So no small task for Commissioner Sánchez, and she does it exceptionally. The Commissioner has received many awards during her service, and many important ones at that. Most recently, in June of 2013, she received the NASDAQ Award for Exceptional Leadership and Support of Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment. This recognition noted her outstanding leadership and service in the prevention and treatment service arena. In addition to her leadership during Hurricane Sandy, she had a terrific set of responsibilities during that most unfortunate storm. Ms. Sánchez has a master's degree of social work in administration and community organization from Hunter College School of Social Work, as well as a master's degree in science in cell biology and a bachelor's degree in science in biology from Fordham University. And she's a licensed social worker. More than that, she's a friend of this field. She is a great example of what leadership can do, and it's my great pleasure that she came from New York to join us this evening, Commissioner Sánchez. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, General Dean, for that great introduction. Actually, I couldn't have done any of that if it wasn't for my staff, some of whom are here. And those that are not here, I want to publicly acknowledge for all the work that they do. Before I start, I also want to say, yes, my name is Arlene González-Sánchez, Commissioner of the Department of OASIS at New York State, and I am CADCA. Okay, so good evening, everyone. It really is a pleasure and honor to be here with such accomplished group of people. Again, I want to thank the General and Deputy Director Hall for inviting me to be here with you tonight to celebrate our graduates. It is truly an honor to be joined this evening by a member of the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy and a dear friend, Dr. Janice Petersen, Prevention Branch Chief of the Office of Demand Reduction. I want to also acknowledge two other people that, although they're not here, they're great friends, and they do provide a lot of work on the prevention side, and that is Michael Botticelli and David Mineta. I really have to recognize them for their leadership and commitment in the prevention field. So, you know, there are, I think it's either 88, 87. I counted 88. I've heard 87. It doesn't matter. It's 80-plus coalitions graduating tonight from all over the United States. That is awesome. That's great. That is amazing, the number that we're here today, okay? And I really want to take this opportunity to congratulate each and every one of you for your accomplishments. You have worked tirelessly to make your communities a better place to live. Most of you are volunteers. You have given up your own time and time from your own family to do the hard work that's involved in changing a community for the better. And that needs to be recognized. You know, communities don't change overnight. It takes time, it takes relationship building, and it takes many stakeholders working together. I am certain you will bring your knowledge and enthusiasm and determination back to your community and strengthen its commitment to provide a safe, healthy, and drug-free environment. As the Commissioner of OASIS, I want to take an opportunity to commend my staff for being instrumental in supporting the work of coalitions in New York State. I want to congratulate the staff from New York's Prevention Resource Centers, many of whom are with us here tonight, and the graduates from the 14 New York State coalitions that are also here graduating tonight. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the members from our New York National Guard partners who are fully integrated into OASIS prevention efforts through our Prevention Resource Centers. Their commander, Colonel Michael Natali, who stood up a little while ago, director of the New York Army National Guard Counter-Drug Task Force, has joined us here tonight for the graduation ceremonies. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for everything you do. So now, let's take a pause for a moment and give all the graduates and all the great people in this room a great applause for all the accomplishments you have acquired. So, we all know that none of this could have been possible without CADCA. You know, CADCA's National Coalition Academy is a valuable resource for all of us working in the addiction field. The hard work and leadership of General Dean, Deputy Director Hall, and the staff here at CADCA has provided us the training and insight to become better at what we do. And for that, I also want to thank each and every one of them, sincerely. CADCA and OASIS has a long history of working together. We have been state members of CADCA since 2005, I believe, and we were honored to receive the Outstanding State Member Awards in 2011, which I couldn't be here, and now I regret, but it wasn't my doing. Scratch that. No. CADCA was particularly helpful in assisting OASIS in the development of our prevention resource centers by providing training on the strategic prevention framework. In 2012, General Dean and I had the distinct honor of accompanying Yuri Fedotov, I believe that's his name, the Executive Director of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, to visit one of our very own coalitions named Unidos in Washington Heights, where I'm from, in Manhattan. And the whole idea was to showcase the great work that they have done in their community, which is my community as well. I have to tell you, it was an extremely, truly productive, but also very impressive day to see how far we have come in the area of prevention in some of our most challenging communities. And I think you would agree that it was a great, great productive day. Now I want to just highlight very briefly the initiatives undertaken by OASIS to support community prevention efforts in New York. At OASIS, we believe that substance abuse disorders are preventable, and prevention programs address not just the individual, but the wellness of the community at large. OASIS supports more than 180 providers who operate prevention programs in approximately 1,900 schools statewide. OASIS also supports Teen Intervene and early intervention services for teen and adult substance users. Screening, brief intervention, and referral to treatment, or SBIRT as it's known, allows school-based health clinics, nurses, and others to identify and hopefully intervene early in a young person's abused experiences. In collaboration with our state health department, OASIS developed a series of public awareness brochures to bring attention to the issue of prescription drug misuse. As part of the Safe Med New York program, over 200,000 brochures have been distributed statewide. We are proud of our participation in the CSAP-sponsored Prevention Policy Academy. New York was one of 7 states chosen in 2012 to bring together other state partners to develop a statewide data infrastructure focused on prevention. I would be totally remiss at this point if I did not acknowledge Fran Harding, the director of the Center for Substance Abuse Prevention at SAMHSA, not only for the Prevention Policy Academy, but for her long-standing leadership in the prevention field. We also fund 11 coalitions through the SAMHSA Prevention First New York SPIT grant. These coalitions have been working for 3 years on implementing effective environmental strategies in their communities to address underage drinking in the high school population. To support these efforts, OASIS held 3 regional conferences on environmental prevention last year. There were more than 350 community groups, law enforcement, and other stakeholders in attendance. In 2013, CADCA held a unique training academy in New York that brought together the participation of our Prevention Resource Center staff, our National Guard partners, and all 14 New York coalitions. As I mentioned before, OASIS has developed a collaborative relationship with the Army National Guard Counter-Drug Task Force. The National Guard has refocused their efforts to provide support for community coalition activities and began working with OASIS to develop partnerships with our Prevention Resource Centers to assist in building and sustaining community coalitions. In conclusion, I hope you will agree with me that there are a lot of very innovative initiatives and relationship building among different partners in New York State and in all the states represented here tonight, all with one aim and goal, which is to support community prevention efforts. We in New York State view prevention as an effective and responsive component of our continuum of care. Prevention is the best way to address addiction, one of the nation's most important public health issues. So tonight's graduates are the future of prevention, and I just want to once again congratulate you all, and I wish you much success in the future. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Karima Abdullah. I am CADCA. And we are the power of the movement. First of all, let me begin by thanking Commissioner González-Sánchez for being with us this evening, for speaking with you all, and for being a shining example of what the power of the movement looks like real time. So my task this evening is to recognize the outstanding coalition that receives the Chairman's Award, as we do at every Academy graduation. You know, when we first came up with the idea of recognizing a coalition, we thought about a number of names for the award, and we kind of started out with the General's Award. And then we landed with the General's approval on the Chairman's Award. And this award is very, very, very significant because the Chairman Award was created to honor an outstanding coalition graduating from CADCA's National Coalition Academy. The coalition must have demonstrated its understanding of the data-driven community problem-solving process instructed during the year-long Coalition Academy experience. In addition, the selected coalition must have effectively applied the core competencies and essential processes. How many times have you all heard that? The essential processes, and also demonstrated positive impact of the application of all that they've learned as verified and vetted by Coalition Academy instructors. Very rigorous process. Their nominations. Price Waterhouse handles the authentication of the award. And so we come up with, they tell us then who that outstanding coalition is. And this year, we are honored to recognize a coalition that has been a leader in the community and has led a community-wide effort to plan and implement a county-wide social host liability legislation. Working with their county sheriff, the Board of Supervisors, their district attorney, and others, this coalition conducted a textbook policy advocacy campaign to achieve the successful policy implementation. By working together on a shared vision and identification of measurable outcomes, this coalition has spurred integrated prevention planning with the coalition's logic model and action plan being included in the development of the annual county work plan of the Department of Mental Health and in the 5-year plan for the County Department of Health. Wow, that's a lot to be accomplished as a recent graduate. So, you all know who it is? No? Okay, well, we've done a good job of not letting everyone know just yet. But I think it's time we share it with the world. We want to let their light shine, and this year's Chairman Award recipient is the Seneca County Substance Abuse Coalition of Waterloo, New York. Seneca County, where are you? Come join me on stage.
One more time, a round of applause for the Chairman's Award winner. So this is the time that you've all been waiting for, all right, the conferring of the graduate and graduating class. We're going to ask for Dr. William Geary to come up to the stage. Come on now. Welcome him as he comes up. The charge and the task is heavy. You're going to have to get us through all of this.
So this is what it looks like up here.
This is what it looks like up here. Take them through and give them their instructions.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Wow. So how you doing? Good. All right. It is my honor to be up here. This is the first time they've let me up here in 3 years to be able to do this. It is my honor to read off the names of the coalitions who have gone through this process and are graduating tonight. Since we do have a lot of names, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with the cohort name, and then I'm going to list the coalitions in that cohort. As I call out your cohort's name, your coalition name, if you could stand up while I do that, so eventually when we get to the end of that cohort, everyone will be standing, and I'm going to ask others to hold their applause until all of the coalitions are standing, simply because there are so many names to go through. Okay? Yeah, we're ready. So we will start with MCTC Iowa, Cohort 6. Care Council Coalition, Healthy Acadia, Janesville Mobilizing for Change, Monroe County Coalition. It's like they sat in order next to each other. Newton County Community Coalition, Orthodox Christian Coalition for Healthy Youth. Are you kidding me? Really? RC Rail, Safe Communities of Warren, Alvarado, and Oslo. Yep, okay. Scioto County Drug Action Team Alliance, Speak Up Prevention Coalition. Really? You sat in the rows? Taylor County Drug Opposition Partners, Tazewell Teen Initiative, Ward 8 Drug-Free Coalition, and Wayzata Partners in Prevention. Please join me in congratulating MCTC Iowa Cohort 6. Congratulations. Thank you. NCTC Pennsylvania Cohort 19. This is a group I'm familiar with. Armstrong, Indiana Drug-Free Communities Coalition. Bangor Health and Community Services Substance Abuse Prevention Task Force. Bridgeport United Coalition. Coalition for the Management and Prevention of Substance Abuse of Sabana Grand Compass. Coastal Coalition for Substance Abuse Prevention. Enfield Together Coalition, ETC. Healthy Gloucester Collaborative. Mayor's Substance Abuse Prevention Council. Philadelphia Coalition for Drug and Violence-Free Communities. Rockbridge Area Prevention Coalition. Saline County Impact Coalition. SAW Coalition. Schuyler County Coalition on Underage Drinking and Drugs, SCUD. Tri-Town Council Youth Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. West River Valley Thrives. West Side Youth Development Coalition. Please join me in congratulating NCTC Pennsylvania Cohort 19. North Carolina Cohort 3. Cleveland County Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition. Coalition for a Safe and Drug-Free Graham County. Community Awareness and Recovery Effort Care Project. Jillian's Promise, Inc. Mitchell Yancey Substance Abuse Task Force. Watch Substance Abuse Prevention Task Force. Please thank me in congratulating North Carolina Cohort 3. New York Cohort 2. I have bifocals, so I have to move the page up so I can read it. Cortland Area Communities That Care Coalition. Cultivating Healthy Communities. Lake Placid Wilmington Connecting Youth and Community Coalition. Montgomery County Allies in Prevention, MCAP. Mount Kisco Drug and Alcohol Abuse Prevention Coalition. Oneida County Communities That Care. Partners for Prevention. Seneca County Substance Abuse Coalition. Shenandoah, did I say that right? Okay. Community Coalition. Southern Dutchess County Coalition. Wayne Wellness Coalition. Youth Empowerment and Health. Yeah. Please thank me in congratulating New York Cohort 2. WRCTC Washington Cohort 5. Coffee County Anti-Drug Coalition. Community Action Coalition for Prevention. Kay County Substance Abuse Prevention Project. Lake County Underage Drinking Prevention Task Force. Okanogan County Community Coalition. One Prevention Alliance. Orting Standing Together on Prevention, OSTOP. Port Gamble, I was told to just say Port Gamble by your instructor, but I'm going in. Port Gamble Sklallam Chai-Ichi Network. Prevent Together, Battleground Prevention Alliance. Prevent, the Substance Abuse Prevention Coalition of Clark County. Substance Free Youth. Rec Less Coalition. Please thank me in congratulating WRCTC Washington Cohort 5. WRCTC Washington Cohort 6. Bonneville Communities That Care. Coalition for Youth and Families. Lasso Tobacco Celebrating Healthy Communities. Lincoln County Unite for Youth. North County Prevention Partnership, NCPP. Park County Coalition Against Substance Abuse. Prevention, Education, and Action for Community Empowerment, PEACE. South Park Drug-Free Community Coalition. Washington County Prevention Coalition. Watauga County Substance Abuse Prevention Collaborative. Please join me in congratulating WRCTC Washington Cohort 6. RCTA Mississippi Cohort 6. Go ahead, you can, yeah, all right. Baker Prevention Coalition. Blount County Substance Abuse Prevention Action Team. Butler County Drug-Free Coalition. Choctaw County Coalition. Communities Mobilizing for Change on Alcohol, CMCA. Community Prevention Coalition, Jackson County. Dream Community Planning Coalition. Durham Middlefield Local Wellness Council. East Haddam Prevention Council. Futuro Latino, Houston County Drug Alliance, Northeast Prevention Partnership, Pulaski County KY ASAP Board, Roanoke Area Youth Substance Abuse Coalition, RASAC, Rockdale Coalition for Children and Families, Steppin' It Up Coalition, Pickens County, Waconia Heroes Coalition, and Westwood Community Coalition. Please help me thank RCTA Mississippi Cohort 6. And if I could just get one final round of applause for all of our graduates, one more time up here. And it is also my privilege to introduce our relatively new training manager. Some of you know her. All of you will get to know her, Miriam Madinat. Thank you.
Good evening. I think Bill got himself a new gig for the new graduation from here on out. What do you say, General Dean? I agree. So please help me thank one more time our guests, General Dean, Commissioner Sanchez, Dr. Petersen, Karima Abdullah, and Carlton Hall for taking the time out tonight. I have the task of giving the rules, so please, I apologize in advance. Don't be mad at me. As you know, we will begin the reception portion of our evening tonight with a few instructions. General Dean and the Commissioner have graciously offered to stay on stage, as Carlton mentioned, to have a photo op with you all. However, before that, I'll need you to go over to your left and collect your plaques from our gracious staff. And after you pick up your plaques, you will line up here at the stairs, and I will help facilitate getting you on and off stage. In order to get the process moving in a timely manner, we ask for no selfies. Please, leave your cell phones there. Grant, our photographer, he is a professional. He'll do a really good job. And we'll have these photos for you online after the graduation ceremony. Okay? So Grant, got you. Also, please, no more than 4 people from each coalition on stage, just so we can get the night moving more quickly. It's been a long day, and we don't want them on their feet too long. Again, for those who'd like a photo with each other and other cohort members, we have a smaller stage, again, over to your left with our CADCA backdrop. And with that said, congratulations, class of 2014. Mix, mingle, and have some fun.